Hey everybody, and before I start this video, I want to make a real quick shout out to some good friends of mine, Zach and Trevor of Higher Level Sounds. They made us our outro theme, which we've been using for Let's Plays, and the current theme you hear now, we pretty much use for whatever, honestly. But that's not all they do. They also have their own original pieces, such as Only Now, Losing Time, Glory, Trap Game, and many more. They also do many remixes of many famous songs, such as Bruno Mars's That's What I Like, and Zara Larson's Never Forget You. If you want to check these guys out, the link to their YouTube channel is in the description below, as well as their SoundCloud. They are also available for commissions, so if you want to get some good quality music, go check them out right now. So, 3 down, 1 to go. One final game. Up next, Batman Arkham Knight.
First, we don't even finish the Outlast Let's Play. And then next, he gives me a small cameo in his Arkham Origins review? God. Well, you know what? 2 can play at this game.
Ah, finally get to use this thing. What the? Okay, took a couple months to make that coffee, but should be worth it. Ah! Fuck! The hell is this? What the fuck? The hell? Max?
Hello, cousin.
Why did you bring me here?
Oh, you know why I brought you here.
No, I don't. If I knew, I wouldn't be asking you.
First, the Outlast Let's Play that we never finished. The small cameo in Arkham Origins, and now you're going to leave me out of the Arkham Knight review?
I could literally just call the police right now. Like, I have my phone right here.
Yeah, cut that bullshit, okay? You're in the middle of nowhere, and you know where the middle of nowhere is. Where is it?
Oh, yeah, it is Ohio. I forgot about that.
Yep.
Shit.
Yep. In Ohio.
Okay. You could have just asked, honestly.
Okay, well, let's put the ball gags away and stuff. We don't need that. Can I be in the Arkham Knight review?
Sure.
Yes. Yes. Okay, let's get it going then.
So after the release of Batman Arkham Origins, people weren't exactly up for the idea of a prequel. Considering that city ended on such a dour note, I think players wanted to see how the story would have progressed further, not exactly see how it started. Now, I gave my thoughts on Arkham Origins plot and how I thought it was decent, but nothing I haven't seen from a Batman origin story.
However, the hype train got set back into overdrive during E3 2014, when Rocksteady had released the first trailer for the next and supposed end to the Arkham series, Batman Arkham Knight. People went nuts. Theories of the game's plot were circulating over Scarecrow being a main villain alongside his mysterious Arkham Knight. But what got everyone excited was the size of the map. Gotham City was announced to be bigger and better than ever, which I thought looked awesome.
And it made me nervous as hell that this would be another case of big open world syndrome like the last game. But when I saw Rocksteady was back at the helm for this game, I felt a little bit more hopeful.
So, ready to finish this series at last?
I think I am. Anyway, this is Batman. Ah!
That was for earlier, asshole. This is Arkham Knight.
The game starts on Halloween in Gotham City, and I already have to wonder, why is Batman's gallery of rogues so obsessed with hatching their evil schemes on holidays? First Christmas with Joker, now Halloween with Scarecrow. What's next, Poison Ivy for Earth Day?
I would have said penguin for Hanukkah.
When Scarecrow showcases his new fear toxin, it says that he will unleash it across Gotham in 24 hours. Thankfully, they managed to evacuate the entire city in time.
The city is now in ruins. The only good news is that nobody has been seriously hurt.
That's still bullshit.
So, just as the police begin the hunt for Scarecrow, Batman shows up to begin his own search and finds them hiding out at Ace Chemicals where they're creating the toxin. Once he arrives, a new face enters the scene calling himself the Arkham Knight, who not only dons a similar suit to Batman, but also has an entire militia following him. He's also very insistent on proving his superiority over Batman, but Scarecrow butts in and says, can't let you do that, so he backs off for the rest of the time being.
Can I just ask, what the fuck is your damage, Scarecrow? Aside from that, you literally have the one man who has proven time and time again that he is the only one who could possibly stop you. Just kill him already! He's right there! He's frozen! He's stuck! He literally can't move!
Well, maybe he's doing what Hugo Strange did in Arkham City. You know, like he has everything all figured out.
Yeah, and look how that turned out for him.
Hugo Strange!
Okay, good point.
Hell, if they're fans of reusing elements from the last game, why not just bring Joker back from the dead? God damn it!
Miss me?
No!
Yep, your eyes do not deceive you. Joker is back. Well, in a way, I guess. See, Batman wasn't completely cured of Joker's blood back in Arkham City, so this somehow makes us have hallucinations of Joker talking to us, and that we are also slowly turning into Joker as well.
That is stupid.
Yeah, I know, but, I mean, at least we get Mark Hamill back.
Oh, don't act all surprised, Bats. You knew this was going to happen sooner or later. Me stuck deep inside you.
Okay, fine, I'll take it. Well, Scarecrow escapes while also blowing up the chemical plant, and just to add insult to injury, he kidnaps Barbara Gordon. Batman gets back to the clock tower and tells Jim Gordon about Barbara's secret, with Jim giving the proper response.
She's my family. My daughter. She's all I've got.
Yeah, and she's not the only one to get kidnapped. Virtually everyone gets kidnapped at some point. Poison Ivy, Robin, Gordon, Nightwing, Catwoman. Seriously, I feel like they needed a failsafe to fall back on. We need to add suspense. Kidnapped. Things getting too boring. Kidnapped. Something bullshit and illogical happens. Kidnapped.
Jesus, that's like 5 Mario games in one!
And from here on out, the story kind of follows a certain pattern. Scarecrow threatens to detonate the bomb, only to realize we were too late, have Scarecrow get away while the Arkham Knight slows us down.
Themes only start to pick up during the last third of the campaign when Scarecrow finally sets off the fear toxin bomb and has it spread across the city. Thankfully, Ivy agrees to help us take out the gas if we manage to free the giant plants, which can also suck up all the gas with no problem. Unfortunately, the stress of the plants was too much for her, resulting in her nobly using the last of her power to absorb the rest of the gas, sacrificing herself in the process. Well, that sucks. Anyway, we find out that Jim went looking for—
Wait. They're just gonna brush aside a big death like that?
Should I care? I mean, it was noble of her to do, but, like, she did it for a completely selfish reason.
Huh. Good point.
Yeah, and again, it's forgotten just as quickly as it happens.
True.
Anyway, Jim manages to locate where Barbara is being kept as we follow him, and clash helmets once again with the Arkham Knight and his worm tank. Jesus Christ, someone wants us dead. Okay, I'll give him this much credit. He's at least going all out and saying, screw landing him a live in fear thing, I'm gonna kill him now. We do manage to escape the Knight while he destroys the Batmobile in the process, and manage to find Gordon. But the Knight manages to catch up, and reveals himself that he is, in fact, Jason Todd. Hold it! Okay, now, was this supposed to be a big reveal?
Well, this was his first appearance in the Arkham series.
Added to my point, why have Jason Todd as the Arkham Knight? The most we get from Jason Todd's backstory in this game are these sudden flashbacks to when he was supposedly being tortured by Joker, which I guess was supposed to be foreshadowing, but his reveal is almost immediately afterwards. I guess if you read the comics dealing with Jason Todd's transformation or watch the Red Hood movie, you could get an idea of why he would become the Arkham Knight for his superiority complex. But nothing in the Arkham series was leading up to this point or showed off that Jason Todd was even in the canon. The most we knew was that we had Dick Grayson as Nightwing and Tim Drake as Robin. If we could get a couple of appearances from, say, Red Hood in these games, I think it would make more sense to use him.
I do have to admit the flashbacks were a surprise in this game. They did throw me off guard and I was taken back by how brutal it could get. But I see your point. Personally, I would have preferred Hush as the Knight, since we see he takes on the appearance of Bruce Wayne in Arkham City, or maybe Azrael, the Ancient Order of Saint Dumas. Well, Todd manages to escape thanks to Batman turning his back, as we follow Jim up to the roof where we finally confront Scarecrow and Barbara, as Jim shoots us in the chest since he made a ransom with Scarecrow to get her back. Unfortunately, he's a filthy liar and throws her off the roof, with Batman swooping down to save her. They are concerned by the malicious tanks until Lucius sends in another Batmobile.
Scarecrow eventually tells us that he has Gordon and has kidnapped Robin and has him held at Arkham Asylum, and that if we want to see them again, Batman must surrender to him. Once we are on the road to Scarecrow, we are hit with some more fear gas as we hallucinate being in Crime Alley. After Batman mourns the death of his parents, we are confronted by an army of Jokers trying to get inside Batman's mind and are attempting to kill him. Jesus Christ. How many times are they going to use the whole, "you must kill me, it's the only way" bullshit in this series?
Yeah, but that's Batman's moral code. He doesn't kill, so he won't be as bad as his enemies.
Yeah, I know, but could they do something at least a little different with this? I'm running out of Batfleck jokes. I already did sniping, stabbing, crashing a fucking jet into the top of Bane. I don't know what else I could do. Just kill him already. Bite the bullet and snap his neck and be done with it. Send your anger hate mail to GameBoy0idiotwithbadtiming.com. You can find it right here. Damn. They actually hadn't killed Joker? Huh. I don't know how to feel about that.
Well, look at it this way. At least he can't annoy us anymore.
So you finally lost it, huh? Finally snapped.
God damn it! Are you fucking kidding me?
unbelievable.
Why is he?
Come
Why
on.
is he alive again?
Why?
You
That
don't
doesn't
just
make any
fix
sense.
a broken neck like that.
Well, we finally reach the asylum as Scarecrow straps us down, unmasks us for the world to see, and injects us with more fear toxin. And this is when shit gets crazy. From here on out, we are in control of the Joker, going up against the other Batman villains like Two-Face, Penguin, and so forth. And we pretty much kill them all. We kill all the henchmen in this Joker tank. We hunt down each one and gun them down. Even Bruce is starting to act more like Joker on the outside.
But as it goes on, we see the one thing that Joker is most afraid of: being forgotten, having no legacy left behind. Basically, having no one caring that he's gone. This all builds up until we finally see Batman, who overcomes his corruption of Joker and finally sends him away. And Batman is now forever free of the Joker. Oh, and Scarecrow's here too.
Batman tells Scarecrow he isn't afraid and is not affected by the toxin, resulting in freaking out long enough for Jason Todd to show up and free Batman, having a change of heart. With that, Scarecrow has been defeated and is now locked up at GCPD.
And that about wraps up Arkham Knight's story. Overall, it was a pretty good way to end the series overall. I mean,
Wait, Sean, the story's not over yet.
What do you mean? We beat Scarecrow.
Oh no, there's a pretty massive epilogue after that.
What?
You see, as the story progresses, more and more side quests open up for you to finish. In order to see the ending of this game, you need to finish 7 of the 12 missions so that Gotham's streets can be rid of crime one last time.
So, I have to beat 7 of the 12 missions just to beat the game.
Yep.
The end of the game is behind a side quest paywall. I mean, I'm at a loss for words. That's so fucking stupid.
Okay, wait. Why don't you take a break and retain your sanity, and I'll finish the rest of the plot synopsis.
Be my guest, I guess. What the fuck?
Once Batman activates the Nightfall Protocol, he flies back to Wayne Manor with a lot of reporters and paparazzi waiting for him. Unfortunately, it's short-lived as Bruce and Alfred make one final escape.
Refusing to come.
But if you do beat all 12 missions in the game, you get a secret ending.
God damn it!
A few months pass with crime at an all-time low, and even Gordon is campaigning for mayor. Unfortunately, we have a familiar scene of a couple of crooks mugging a family in an alley. But before they have a chance to get away, this happens. And that's it.
Wait, what? That's the secret ending.
Yeah, I never really understood it.
Huh. I'm guessing they left it open to interpretation, but they at no point hint at what this could be. But, okay, here's my theory. Before Bruce ended being Batman, he sent out a variation of the fear gas, so whenever someone commits a crime, they will hallucinate this nightmarish Batman attacking them. With that said, what do you think the family who are being attacked are seeing on the other end? So, that's Arkham Knight's story. It's certainly a thing. I don't even know where they were going with this plot. I guess it's trying to be a character study for Batman, but it tries too hard to follow the series' continuity while also having a new villain. It just feels unbalanced. The most interesting part of the story is seeing Batman trying to overcome his inner demons, and the fact that it's Joker, I think, works really well. It's a really obvious metaphor, but I think it's executed quite well and has a satisfying ending. The rest of the plot just seems kind of by the numbers. Scarecrow attacks the city with a secret villain who personally knows the hero, hijinks ensues, villains turn sides, we must stop them. The only real shock in the plot is after Batman's identity was revealed and seeing how everyone in the world reacted to it. But that's as noteworthy as the main plot gets. The Arkham Knight's character basically amounts to him saying, "I'm better than you will die by my hand," over and over again, and having it be Jason Todd, I'm sorry, but even knowing the backstory to this guy, I still didn't like this twist. We knew nothing of his relationship to Batman beforehand, so his fall to evil doesn't have the emotional response I think the writers wanted. Lastly, Scarecrow to me just feels like another Hugo Strange. He has all these chances to kill Batman and still doesn't take them. I think his reasoning is better than Strange. Trying to have Batman confront his worst fears makes sense for him to do that, but it often comes off as a convenient out for the writers to take.
In my opinion, Arkham Knight does have its flaws, but it is a strong ending to the Arkham series. What I really liked about the story was how Scarecrow was one of the main villains. Scarecrow has always been an underutilized villain in any Batman video game, and honestly, with the exception of Batman Begins, any Batman film, Scarecrow is a great character. Honestly, maybe almost as good as the Joker, and I feel like the writers of Arkham Knight really utilized him very well. But hey, the voice acting is pretty great.
Oh, fuck yeah. Conroy and Hamill return to their respective roles, and they sound amazing.
Agreed, and since Joker appears more often, we get to hear way more jokes and clips out of the guy, and they are hilarious. The rest of the cast does a great job, especially Carlos Alasquari as Scarecrow, giving a really menacing performance. Honestly, the only one I'm not a fan of is Jonathan Banks as Commissioner Gordon. I don't know, he just sounds like he's phoning it in.
Yeah, I gotta agree. I guess he's trying to play up the fatigue of the old commissioner, but he sounds so bored a lot of the time. No disrespect to the guy, I love him in Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. I just don't think this is his kind of territory or character to play. So, overall, the story was okay. Not the best way to end the series, in my opinion.
I'll give it a little bit more credit. I thought the writing was enjoyable, and, it does have its highlights. Not the best, but, hey, it certainly is passable.
Well, after that behemoth of a synopsis, let's see how the game actually plays.
Arkham Knight, mechanically speaking, is still very similar to the previous entries. You can still rack up combos when in the heat of combat, take on armed enemies with stealth, and fly around the city doing whatever side quest you come across. Side quests can be accessed by the circular menu and can even be given an automatic waypoint by selecting it. They even show off how much of the mission is completed, which is pretty convenient.
For the sake of not being redundant, Batman controls pretty much the same as he did in the last few games, with some new changes. While gliding, you can execute the grapple boost, which launches you up from whatever ledge you grappled onto. This was in the last two games, but now you can be upgraded so you can reach ridiculous heights and can glide much further than previously. Stealth and combat have also been given minor tweaking with the inclusion of the fear takedown, which we get about 20 minutes into the game. When approaching a group of enemies, a couple of them will be highlighted for you to strike down, resulting in an instant takedown. While in the action, time will slow down, allowing you to aim and take down another person. This can be upgraded so you can take down up to 5 enemies.
I love this ability. It's such a great feeling being able to attack multiple thugs at once and then immediately zipping out of the scene. This helps during stealth if you're not about to be ambushed. Just take down 2 people, then throw down a smoke bomb and grapple out of there. It's also great to get the jump on a group of militia and get a great start to the fight. The stealth sections have been upgraded to greater tiers with multiple ventilation shafts and floors to attack from. This feels like a nice evolution of the formula, but isn't too radically different that it seems unnatural.
I think the only time the combat really falls apart is when you take on like 4 or 5 different types of enemies at once. I don't know, I don't think the combat was really seemed to be designed to take on all of these different types of mooks. That's really the only issue I have with the combat. But let's get into the new stuff, and probably the biggest addition that Arkham Knight brings, the Batmobile. This has played up big time. They really want you to like this thing. The car is your primary mode of transportation, and I say that because while you can glide around the city to your destination, this is the ideal way to get around, as Gotham City is massive, the biggest it's ever been in the series. And no longer do you have the fast travel option from Arkham Origins, so if you don't mind spending 10 minutes trying to fly across the city, you better drive.
This is something I'm actually totally fine with since the car handles great. The speed, the turning, the overall feel of the Batmobile is fun, and driving to your location won't take any longer than a minute. That and ejecting out of the seat into a glide is so much fun to do. That and it's pretty much Batman's problem solver.
Tell me about it. Most of the game's puzzles and challenges are designed around the car, like pulling down a wall, defusing bombs. Even something as mundane as finding a place to park is a cool challenge in and of itself. When I use the Batmobile for stuff like this, it's actually kind of immersive. A big staple on the box says that you can be the Batman, and when I'm driving down the streets of Gotham almost like I'm on patrol, I feel like I actually am the Dark Knight, and this is where the Batmobile's strength really lies. It's the other half of its use that I'm not a fan of.
Oh boy, we're going there, aren't we? Okay, I love this game and all the new factors it brings in. But this part brings the game down so bad. When you hold down the L2 button, you activate the tank mode, which allows you to aim and shoot down drones and other tanks. Most, if not all the tank gameplay, has you locked in certain areas surrounded by the militia's unmanned tanks, and forces you to destroy every single one so you can move on with the campaign. And it's so boring. There's nothing unique about these sections. It's just all meticulous game of back and forth until the opposition is gone. Nothing super challenging. There's no puzzle or strategy in this. Just shoot until you win.
Actually, if I could rant for just a minute, I want to bring attention to this final tank battle in the story mode in front of the GCPD. In this fucking battle, you have to destroy 60 drones. And it's not just tanks, there's also air drones you have to shoot down, tanks with added armor that take a lot of abuse, and missile launchers, which are the hardest thing to dodge because you have to use the machine guns to take it out. But you also have to be aware of when the other tanks are firing and when the line of sight is on the ground. But when you look down, you can miss your chance to attack a missile. And if you die, you have to fight all 60 of these guys all over again. But it doesn't stop there. You also have to watch the same cutscene of the militia breaking in and shooting up the place, followed by a pretty beefy load screen. This section took, I'm not kidding here, 20 goddamn minutes to beat. And I was low on health, so I just got lucky. Word of advice, upgrade the Batmobile's armor and weapons first. It'll save you a lot of stress when going up against the unmanned tanks.
Yeah, and an entire side quest consists of doing nothing but fighting the tanks while trying to defuse the landmines.
Oh, really? Why not just take this up?
Thankfully, not every side mission requires the car. Most of them are you just going to a certain area and taking out the appropriate challenge. Some are cool, like how the Pigman leaves bodies for you to analyze with your detective mode, and some like following the Penguin's lackeys to their hideout and destroying all of their supplies.
Yeah, but some just aren't interesting in my opinion, like Deacon Blackfire. All his mission consists of is flying to Lady Gotham Island and taking out a bunch of his mooks. Two-Face isn't really that great either, since he's really just a bunch of stealth missions. And do I even need to mention the Riddler? Honestly, I've been done with this shit ever since Arkham Asylum. And if having Catwoman as his hostage is supposed to add some level of threat, well, it doesn't, since it really just makes her look stupid for falling for his trap.
Yeah, the city is way too big with way too many riddles and trophies to find. Honestly, the only cool thing about it is when you go the Riddler's race track, which requires proper timing and constant speed.
Okay, I'll admit, that's pretty awesome. Definitely more challenging than the boss fights.
Yeah, what the hell happened there? The ones in City and Origins were fun, challenging, and uniquely their own way. Now they're just relegated to the Batmobile. One mega tank you gotta take down while being stealthy. It's cool at first, but when you repeat it so many times, it just becomes boring.
I'll give it this though, the fight against the Arkham Knight Swarm tank is actually pretty good. It's intense, even kind of creepy since you don't know where he is most of the time. Also, when you go up against him out of the tank, it's a pretty cool stealth section. Aside from that, the bosses are kind of a letdown. You know, I'm not gonna lie, I'm really running out of things to say about this game. Now, maybe it's because I just marathon this series and how most of the changes are pretty subtle between games, but I'm drawing a blank. The only thing I can say this game really adds gameplay-wise is the Batmobile. And even then, I only enjoyed about half of it. The rest of Arkham Knight, in my opinion, continues on the same foundation that City introduced, but doesn't really evolve it outside of the fear takedowns.
What about the presentation? That really shows in this game how much it improved.
Oh, no doubt, Arkham Knight is a gorgeous looking game. The level of detail is crazy, the lighting and atmosphere is on point, the animations are smooth and fluid. This game really wants to show off what the PS4 can do, and it succeeds.
I agree 100%. I was blown away by the sheer look of the city that's so colorful too. Not that the other games didn't look good, they were great for the tone they were going for, but this feels more lively and visually distinct. The music isn't too bad either. It does reuse some tracks from Arkham City, but the original songs used for this game are great and fit perfectly with the creepy atmosphere of Gotham City.
I guess the only thing left to talk about is the DLC, and $40? Are you fucking kidding me? Warner Bros., what is your deal when it comes to shit like this? It better be something amazing if I'm gonna bother paying for it.
Well, aside from all the costumes, you get 3 extra campaigns with 5 bonus side missions.
Oh, great. More missions to add to the list. Fan-fucking-tastic.
The 3 campaigns include 2 20-minute ones for the Red Hood and Harley, respectively, while the third one with Batgirl is a little meatier, lasting around an hour. If you're interested in this stuff, I guess it could definitely get it.
Yeah, but no thank you. A few missions and costumes are nice, but not worth paying that much money. Honestly, guys, I'd recommend just waiting for the inevitable Complete Edition, unless you want to spend almost $100 for the complete package. As for the game itself, I'm not gonna lie, this is one of the weaker entries in this series for me. But don't take that as me saying the game is bad. It's still a fantastic action-adventure game starring the Dark Knight. Combat and stealth are still satisfying, and the addition of getting the Batmobile for getting around is so much fun. I honestly think the campaign is a weak point. The plot isn't super interesting. The missions, if not tedious, are just outright boring. The use of the Ting mode is cool for solving puzzles, but it is so annoying when you have to use it in battle.
The Arkham series is one of my favorites. I love Asylum, City, and Origins so much, and while there are many problems with Arkham Knight, it is still a kick-ass time for me. My hype levels were through the roof while waiting for this game, and while it doesn't deliver everything I wanted, I still had a great time. I even placed it in my top 10 games of 2015, so that's gotta mean something. To me, it's a fairly satisfying ending to the series.
To each his own, and I totally get people love this game the most. To me personally, Arkham Knight is fine, but it doesn't live up to its full potential of being the best Batman game ever made. So that's the Arkham series, and honestly, I'm glad I got back to it. I mean, sure, it was kind of exhausting to play all 4 games in a row, but they still kept me entertained and engaged from beginning to end. I hope that Batman continues to have more good games in the future, and I do wish Rocksteady best of luck for their newest projects.
As do I. And since we're on the topic of Batman games and DC, how about we look at the Injustice games? I got the second one, and I heard it's pretty good.
Maybe in the future. I got the first one, but like, dude, I'm DC'd out. Like,
Yeah, I understand that.
and I enjoy the Arkham series, but it is exhausting marathoning it. But maybe at some point. Again, also look forward to Injustice. Not Injustice. Justice League.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll be good.
Yeah. Hopefully it's good.
Yeah, well, Batman vs Superman sucked, but we'll see how Justice League is.
Triggered.
Yeah.
So, can you let me go, please? Because you're kind of holding me hostage here.
Yeah, I mean,
I followed your end of the bargain.
Well, you're right. It's just
you're in the the review is over now.
You're right. It's just, I haven't seen a human being in 35 days, so. But I understand. I'm sorry.
You are going to college, so that's kind of par for the course.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, here, let me try this. Let me see. Oh, yeah, here we go. Student loans suck.
Oh! Ow. Note to self. Start putting pillows on the floor. Oh. Oh, god damn it. What's this? What's this? Coffee wasn't worth the wait, Joe. Because you were doing some kind of. Who the fuck is Joe? So, that was a thing. I honestly have no idea what I'm gonna do next.
Sean, review us. We got second place in that straw poll. which was kind of bullshit to be honest, but still, it's our time to shine on this channel. Review us, review us.
Next time, it's Sonic Mania!
You fucking idiot.
Shut up.